everybody, welcome to my channel Inside Kim's World, and I am Kim Perry. I have been putting off this video for quite a while, waiting to feel better, but one thing I've learned with chronic illness is that you can never wait to feel better, because it may be a long time before you feel better, and then when you do have good days, it seems that there is a huge list of things waiting for you, life and other fun things. So I'm jumping in there. I'm practicing what I preach, and I am not wasting my now. Today is my now. So I just want to share a little bit about me. If you don't know who I am, I will just skim through the stuff. Hopefully you'll learn a little bit as you go along if you decide to follow and subscribe and click the little bell and all the little YouTube stuff that you do. But just a little bit about me. Sorry, I'm shaking this. I will hold it still. I promise. I am 48 years old. At 45, they found a large mass on a routine x-ray. Decided that they needed to go explore and see what it was. They promised they'd only take a little peek. When I woke up, I had a huge incision from my spine to my armpit. Lovely. They had removed part of my lung. Inside, they had found some interesting things, and that was one, a carcinoid tumor, which is a neuroendocrine tumor. And from what I understand, they aren't very common in the lungs. They aren't very common in general, but not in the lung. So, yay me. It was a rarity. And so they removed my lower lobe. And while they were in there, they also discovered granulomas that were indicative of sarcoidosis, which is another thing that you don't hear about every day. And it was through my lungs and in my lymph nodes as well. So on that wonderful day in April of 2015, I was diagnosed with two wonderful illnesses that has really changed my life. When the surgeons walked in and announced these things to me, it was like they had, I don't know, it was like a few boys that had won the lottery or something, and they were excited to tell me this news, but they knew nothing really about it, and they couldn't really tell me about it. And when I asked about it, they said, well, you can Google it for some more information. Yes, they did tell me that. And I pressed a little bit more, and they said, well, don't worry about the carcinoid tumor. Once it's removed, you're cured and it's over with. Wrong information. And so I asked about the sarcoidosis. Well, what about it? What should I be worried about that? Oh no, it usually goes away on its own. It's, just maybe a year or two, maybe a few months. It just goes away on its own. Yes, true for some people, but for a percentage of people, it may never go away, and it may turn into a very serious thing. So here I am 3.5 years later and still having issues. So I want to share some of that with people, mainly because I have searched YouTube for information about sarcoidosis, and thankfully the Cleveland Clinic and also the Sarcoidosis Foundation, I'm probably not saying that right, really bad brain fog today, has some videos on there. Dr. Culver and different ones have some videos and things that are on YouTube, but you don't hear very many people with live stories about sarcoidosis and what you deal with, the ups and downs, the good parts and the rough parts. And then also the carcinoid tumors and the neuroendocrine tumors, and what that means, neuroendocrine disease, and what that can mean for you. Is what are the effects? What are the side effects? What are the treatments? There's nothing. I can find nothing. So right now, I'm not here to give a lot of answers, but more experiences as I go along this journey. I have applied for a study through the National Institute of Health for the neuroendocrine tumors, and I should hear about that shortly. And the sarcoidosis, I'm seeing some specialists at St. Louis University. There is a conference that's coming up in about a week and a half here in St. Louis, Missouri, for that, and I'll be doing some videoing there and getting some more information. So hopefully I can share a little bit more about this and answer questions about my experience. I have been going through this for a few years. I haven't shared much about it because honestly, I just did not want to sound like someone that was crying and whining. Not that I think people do. I don't think of people like that when I hear people talking about their illness. It's a me thing. Hopefully I'm portraying this correctly. Hopefully you understand me. I like to be the person that's smiling, that's making everyone smile. But I'm just in a place in my life where it's rough. There's a rough spot. And I want to help other people now. I am in the place where I want to help other people. If you're in a rough spot, not only am I dealing with the neuroendocrine tumor stuff and the sarcoidosis stuff, which affects my lungs, and I can't breathe, and I had a whole life of things that went around breathing, and I'm having trouble with that now. But it's brought on a slew of other things like migraines and chronic pain and chronic fatigue and some mental health issues and a host of things that I will talk about in the future. But I want to share that with people so they don't feel alone and they don't feel like I have in the past, like they're the only ones that's dealing with this, and maybe it's not real, maybe it's made up, that no one understands them. And I have so many people that just, even family, that they don't know what it is. So since they don't know what it is, it obviously isn't a thing because, they know everything. So I just want to share my journey. I want to be out there. I want to be here to support you, to be an ear, to help listen if you need someone, and to get some feedback too, to help me also along my journey. I know this is a rough first video. I have tons of other videos on this channel. It's mainly a vlog of my life. There's a whole other aspect of my life that is on this channel. But this is mainly about this health journey, and hopefully it will help someone along the way. The videos will get better. This is just impromptu in my car. But I do hope you guys have a blessed day, and focus on yourself. Make sure you take care of yourself, and remember to celebrate yourself because you are worth it. Until next time, be blessed.